And this old fellow's got a good record at 3,200 metres.
Yes, after the race, Harry White suggested that he may still be up to Melbourne Cup class, but the trainer thought that he's had a couple of shots and they were beyond him, so I think he's going to save him for the Perth Cup, and that's the race in which he was placed, and I think that's the better way to go too.
Well, I haven't lost heart with my favourite, Shiva's Revenge. He ran a terrific second. He's been up a long time. He won a maiden at Bendigo or Ballarat about 8 weeks ago. I still think he's going to be a force in the spring.
Yes, he'll be a stronger, more mature horse in the spring as a 4-year-old, and you shouldn't have lost heart either, Bruce. He's still on your list?
Yeah, he's still on my list, Keith. I just lost my money.
That's all. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, never lose heart. Let's go to the Adelaide Cup, the closing stages, and really the thing to watch for here is the horse that's on the fence behind the leader, Ideal Sentiment, and she just can't get a crack at them in the straight.
The South Australian Jockey Club was rewarded with an ideal mix for Cup Day, a record crowd of 37,000, ideal weather and an ideal winner of the big one. Punters weren't backward in coming forward to lay their favourite, and as race time drew near, the Bart Cummings trained Shiva's Revenge was sent out the popular choice. Veteran Sydney jockey Harry White, a master in distance races, had won numerous cups for Cummings, but Monday saw him on the Clive Balfour trained Ideal Sentiment, and Harry rated the 7-year-old to perfection.
At the 500, about to make the swing into the home straight in the West End Adelaide Cup of 1991, and here comes the favourite. It's Shiva's Revenge out wide, coming out after Ideal Sentiment. It's going to be a genuine staying test. Behind them, Tayaka Pearl. Ideal Sentiment, cuddled by the rider, is doing it well. 2 in front of Shiva's Revenge, trying hard. Tayaka Pearl ready to a back jump behind him. Over on the outside of those coming later, Spring Thor. Ideal Sentiment in front. He's holding Shiva's Revenge. Ideal Sentiment still in front. Ideal Sentiment go to woe. Ideal Sentiment, an enormous roar from the crowd. Shiva's Revenge got second. I don't know about third.
Ideal Sentiment had won 12 of his previous 64 starts, but after a series of minor placings in major events, he finally produced the goods in a big one.
We've had a few disappointments with the horse, and he's been unlucky not to win a good race, and last he has, so it's all forgotten now anyway.
For Harry White, it's been 22 years between Adelaide Cup wins. He last rode in a Purr to victory back in 1969.
I had a lot of confidence in the horse. He was turned out superbly by Clyde Balfour. And when I had to make a decision so early in the race to go to the front, I didn't hesitate. Really, I feel more happy for the horse than myself, as strange as it seems, because the horse has sort of been the bridesmaid. He's been underrated, you know, and he really deserved this win today.
Shiva's Revenge finished second from the unlucky 20-1 outsider, Tayaka Pearl. Stephen Titmus reporting for Sportsworld.
Ideal Sentiment getting the money for Harry White, and looking back again, Tayaka Pearl looked the best of good things beaten there.
Yes, Greg Childs said she should have won by a couple of lengths. I wouldn't argue with that, but in one of the vagaries of racing, Bruce, she went to the line at the end of 3,200 metres like she was in an exercise or training gallop, and yet yesterday in the St Leger she faded over a lesser distance.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, she did look a good thing. We'll show the St Leger a little later. Also on Monday there were 2 big races at Southport on the Gold Coast, a $1 million race for the 2-year-olds and the big weight for age race. We'll have a look, Keith, at the 2-year-old race firstly. Bold Promise, the favourite here, Kinjite gets the money.
Coming down the side, 600 metres out, Huda Hayes just in front. Sedgwin making a quick dash, going up 3 deep to join the leaders, and in the middle, Fearless Victory. Kinjite running into it. He's moved up to be 4th as they approach the corner. Then Chortle Swahili. Bold Promises next in the middle, and further back, Prince Celeste flattening for the run home. They've got 350 metres to go. Sedgwin goes to the lead from Huda Hayes and Fearless Victory. Kinjite's running on the outside. Dittman's gone for the whip on Bold Promise. She's starting to struggle a little bit. Charday's down the outside with Natchez. Kinjite, big Kinjite. He's gone to the lead with 150 metres to go. He's in front of Sedgwin. Chortle into 3rd place, then Bold Promise and Natchez, but it's Kinjite in front, drawing to the line, and Kinjite's got the money. Kinjite first, Chortle second, 3rd Natchez.
There was a protest there, second against first dismissed. Kinjite won the Fernhill handicap in the autumn. It's been a pretty good guide over the years. I think Bo Zam won it as a 2-year-old as well. Bold Promise, favourite for the Golden Slipper. She is obviously over the top.
Yes, I think she needs a break. Kinjite, smart 2-year-old, aided by the rain-affected track. Not only did the princess of the Australian turf fail on that day, but so too did the Queen, Triscay, Bruce.
Yes, she did in the Weight for Age Hollandale Cup. This horse, Rough Habit, we saw him win first up in Brisbane. He's pretty good, I think, don't you?
He's not only good, but he's going to have to be versatile, because the race we're about to see is over 1,800 metres, and he's coming back to the 1,400 metres of the Stradbroke Handicap, and that is not an easy task, and it takes a very good horse to do that, but he's favourite to do it.
He would have to be almost a superimpose, won't he? Because
Sure.
he's the sort of horse that can run at 2,200 and come back and win at 1,600.
Right.
So we'll just see. But this is the Hollandale Cup, $100,000 race on the same day on Monday, and this horse just trots in, Rough Habit.
Rogue in front, coming down the side. They've got about 800 metres to go. Rogue 4 lengths in front of Raise Hope. Triscay is 2 lengths away third, followed by Stargazer. Rough Habit continuing to track forward behind Triscay. Post Elector's next on the rails, although he seems as though he's switching around the heels of Stargazer now. And High Bernard last of all. Rogue coming back to the field. They approach the corner 450 metres out. Raise Hope cruising up to join him. Triscay is a length away third. Dittman bringing her 3 deep to put in her claim. Rough Habit following up behind Triscay, and now he's coming 4 wide. Rough Habit in the home straight, 300 metres to go. Raise Hope swept away from them. He's a length in front of Triscay, now given full bore, and Rough Habit went straight past Triscay. Oh, he's going half pace, Rough Habit. He snuck a look over the shoulder, and he's going to kill them in the run home, Rough Habit. Rough Habit racing away from Triscay and Post Elect, and Rough Habit untouched wins by 2 lengths. Post Elect second, Triscay third, then.
Pretty good netty, that one, isn't he?
Yes, Wayne Wilson chose the right word there. Untouched he was. It's going to be an interesting race with him, I presume, coming from the back of the field in the Stradbroke, chasing Rubiton's younger brother, Euclase, who was again impressive in winning in Adelaide on Cup Day.
It's going to be a real highlight of the winter, and so will Triscay's battle with Lee's Bid in the Oaks. We saw Lee's Bid win the South Australian Oaks last week. She's still very good, Triscay. She's had a lot of racing. I just wonder whether she can win the Oaks.
Yes, it is going to be a clash. I wonder whether Lee's Bid will run in both, the Oaks and the Derby, or whether they'll just have a crack at the Derby, because Shane Dye, after winning yesterday for Tommy Smith, is wanting to delay a decision whether to stay with Smith's colt in the Derby or whether to ride Lee's Bid.
Yeah, I wonder if she will double up. Well, the original intention was that she would. Maybe they feel the Derby will be an easier race for Lee's Bid than taking on Triscay and the Oaks. So they were pretty unlucky at Randwick, I think, with Lee's Bid. She was flashing home behind Triscay.
Yes, it was a photo finish, but good horses win the big ones by narrow margins.
They
History's
sure do.
showing that.
So what you're saying, Keith, in a roundabout sort of way, is that you're going to stick with Triscay and the Oaks?
Well, you read anything you like into what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's going to be a race worth watching. I mean, Adelaide has wound down, Brisbane winding up. They've got a great carnival ahead.
They've got a terrific carnival. They had another big race there during the week on the Gold Coast at Southport. $400,000 up for grabs. Prime Minister's Cup. Donegal missed successful. Let's go and have a look at the closing stages of this race.
Heading for home, short of 400 metres to go. Magnolia Hall is joined quickly by Donegal Miss. Alvon Trap on the outside. Majestic Boy under the whip. Cool Credit weaving his way through the field, and Just a Dancer's coming home hard. 200 metres out. Donegal Miss shot away from them. Donegal missed a length in front of Magnolia Hall. Cool Credit is running on gamely at the end. Donegal missed in front, holding them. Cool Credit can't catch him. No, Donegal Miss won at a length. Cool Credit second. Magnolia Hall third.
He's a pretty good horse, Keith. He won the Metropolitan in the spring and was fourth in the Caulfield Cup, and then things went wrong in the Melbourne Cup. Maybe a horse that... I'm not going to put him on my list, by the way. Maybe a horse we can look forward to.
Yeah, I think so. He's a sort of consistent stayer, and he won't get a lot of weight in the Melbourne Cup, and therefore he would be a rough chance, because he is consistent, he can stay. OK, talking of stayers, St Leger Stakes yesterday in Adelaide. Tiaco Pearl, on the strength of that most unlucky third in the Adelaide Cup, was a hot favourite. Taken to the front about 1,000 metres from home, Frontier Boy, who was disappointing in the Adelaide Cup. Well, it was his day yesterday.
On the home turn, 500 metres to go. Play On goes to the front from Make Us Millions. He leads by a length or so. On the outside, Tombstone getting clear, coming after the leaders. Windy Morn into the fray at exactly the right time. Dr. Glass pulled wide. Sir Alberton going deep. Pontormo running on, and then Dorset Downs. They come down past the 250. Windy Morn swept to the lead from Play On. Dorset Downs is now coming after Windy Morn. Windy Morn a length in front of Dorset Downs. Then Dr. Glass. Tombstone can't go on. Dorset Downs is now raced to the front on the outside, and he got away. Dorset Downs a length in front of Windy Morn, and he's all set for victory in the Grand Prix. Dorset Downs first, Windy Morn second, Dr. Glass third, then School Money Moods, followed by Play On.
Now, you go easy on me, Keith. I made a mistake there. That was a Grand Prix with Dorset Downs.
I was going to say, no wonder Tiaco Pearl was beaten. She was going the wrong way.
Got out of her pocket, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good run, that winner, because it came from second last.
Sure, and Tommy Smith, ever confident, says that colt will give him his 35th Derby win, and that would be a world record. But as I mentioned, Shane Dye just holding back a bit in case the filly Lee's bid runs.
Tommy's won that 4 times now. The first the Grand Prix, the first one to win it was a horse called Kingston Town. You'd remember him, Keith, wouldn't you?
Very well, and I remember his last one too, Sungazer.
Exact, Stargazer.
Stargazer.
Yeah.
Almost remembered it.
Oh, very hard when you're at your age to remember things that only happened to you, the year before, aren't they?
Bruce.
OK, the St Ledger. Here's Tiaco Pell and Frontier Boy.
Hopefully.
Swing onto the home bend, 6.50 to run. Tiaco Pell just the leader, but Frontier Boy is quickly moving to it on the outside and puts the head clear. Out 3 wide, Cara in. 2 lengths further back in the field then to Servendor running on. Back along the inside then would have been London Bridge, Brave Expectation. Small Chance not doing enough. Tiaco Pell battled back on the inside. Frontier Boy the outside. London Bridge coming again. Then Cara in, Brave Expectations out wider with Servendor. Frontier Boy got away though, 2 or 3 in front. Brave Expectations cutting it down on the outside now. Frontier Boy in front. Brave Expectations picking it up, but Frontier Boy's hanging on, it'll win. Frontier Boy 3 parts on the line. Brave Expectations got second. 3 away, I think Cara win third in front of London Bridge and Servendor.
And the big disappointment, Tiaco Pell. Frontier Boy winning a St Ledger in Melbourne as a 3-year-old and a St Ledger in Adelaide as a 4-year-old.
Only made possible because that was the first running of the South Australian St Ledger as a race for 3- and 4-year-olds. He won't win it again here as a 4-year-old because the VRC won't change, unlike Sydney and Adelaide.
It's not a bad idea. I think it certainly added to that race yesterday, didn't it?
Well, I've got to disagree. I'm a traditionalist and I think that the St Ledger is a semi-classic and should be left for 3-year-olds.
On that note, we'll conclude racing. Thank you, Keith.
May I come back next week?
You're back next week. Look forward to it. We take a break. America's Cup after this.